got hard when you got on. That you got hard when you got on. That you got hard when you got on. That you got hard when you got on.
Would you please help us welcome the Irreverent Reverend, your freaky deacon, the one, the only, Mr. Art Zealous.
Hey there, everybody! Hey there! Good morning! Good morning, all you venerable saints of art and craft. Because whenever you create, you make something great, so let's make something great today. And every one of us got something great inside, but a lot of those folks out there, they're feeling stuck. They're feeling stuck. So if you are bedeviled by blockages, if you got any kind of creative consternation, you pick up your phone and call that number down below, and we will make something great today. I want to say thank you to the Art Zealous Youth Singers. I love you kids too. Oh, that's so sweet. I want to say thank you to good old Agnes on the organ. She's going to be keeping time for us today. Are you ready, Agnes, to have some fun? You know she's ready. And folks, there is someone most special I want you to meet. Someone who's as curious as she is as scurrilous. Hey, Belle, come on down here, darling. Meet these nice folks. Hoot and holler for my wife, Belle. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing, darling? Oh, my darling. How are you enjoying this beautiful day we got this morning?
Oh, it is so lovely, AZ, and it's even more beautiful to see all the many, many, many millions of people coming out here to celebrate with us today.
Oh, aren't they nice? Don't they look pretty as a picture?
They do indeed.
All right, well, Belle's going to be keeping us company in the chat, so you drop in, you say hi to her. Why don't you give her one more round of applause, please? All right, folks. And I want to start us off with a question. What is your art today? Perhaps you got something great you're already working on every single day, or perhaps you're looking for a new project, like my project today. The neighborhood style Lost or Found flyer. Now there are many benefits to the neighborhood style Lost or Found flyer. It's a hyper-targeted form of messaging to the best people in the world. Those close enough to bring potato salad to your block party and nice enough to take their dogs for daily walks. It is perhaps the most humanized form of signage, a personal request, clearly from the person who hung that sign, vulnerable and talking directly to you, person to person. And there is no cuter, no tinier legitimate generosity than a little strip of fluttering paper beneath the words, "Please take one." And I know that you can tell me, for every school child knows them, the Arts Commandments. So hey there, kids. How do we always have what we need?
Art resourceful!
We aren't resourceful. That's right. Your talents are the most effective with the right tools. So grab what you need to make it how you want it. Now today, I will be using my trusty doodle computer, but a pencil and a paper is all you really need to have. And a nice cold cup of water, because the most important tool is you. So friends, when I say go, you're going to have 60 seconds, and 60 seconds only, to run and grab any tool you like for any art you're going to make. So get ready. Get set. And, hey, do you think if you find a lost boomerang that you have to give it back? Because I'm thinking if they could own a boomerang, they would own a boomerang. Go, 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 go! I tricked you! I tricked you like crazy! And now to make these 60 seconds take forever, I will read boringly from today's boring bulletin board. Would you like to play a role-playing game about a tight-knit community of asteroid miners striving to survive in the far reaches of space? Well, Saints Mo and Saints Michael need playtesters for their new game, Hold Fast Station. Play alternates between events, moments of high drama, calamity and risk, and cycles, where the station's inhabitants rebuild and fortify their outpost against future peril. Thus concludes our boring bulletin board for today. So if you want a link to anything we've mentioned in today's bulletin, or if there is anything artistic you need or want, text BORING to the number down below and trust in your community of venerable saints to provide. Welcome back, friends. Now that we have what we need, I guess it's time to make some art. Hey kids, how do we first find the focus to finish?
Art devoted!
We art devoted. That's right. Explicitly state what you're planning to make to keep your progress on track. Today, I will be making a neighborhood-style lost or found flyer to help folks and make them chuckle. And when I sit down my butt to work, I shall do no other thing until this hour is up. As all the best art starts in the butt, and a grand idea, she is nothing if you cannot sit down your buttocks. Therefore, friends and neighbors, let us shake away our various wiggles and sit. All right, my friends, all right, shake out your butt, shake your booty, and sit. And with that, my friends, you are now a serious artist. Hey, kids, how do you plan to make something grand?
Art dreamy!
We are dreamy. That's right. Start by imagining the outcome of our wildest dreams, free of all limitations. And before we doodle, let's you and me jot down some tiny little love notes. Picture that project perfect, and then just jot down all the dreamy little things you see. Say, hey there, neighborhood-style lost or found flyer. Don't you look nice today? I sure do like your terrible little strips of paper. Yeah. Now, what do you love? Think of it and jot it down real quick. We got about 2 minutes left here. Say, hey there, neighborhood-style lost or found flyer. I sure do like your bold, concise headlines. I sure do like your day-glow neon colors. That's right. It's easy to get a neon backing board, some neon printer paper, some neon sticky tape. You tried driving by that sign. You're not going to do it. You're going to pull that car over. You got to see what that is. Got to say, what is that? Is that a dog? Is that a dog? Is that a cat they lost? What is that? What is that? That's right. Dayglow is the secret every artist knows. It is simply irresistible in every regard. My darling, you are sharing your screen. Say, hey there. Sure do love your helpful descriptions written for the layperson. Now, dog color is more important than dog breed. That's what you got to know. A lot of folks don't even know the dog breed. Say, hey there, neighborhood-style lost or found flyer. Sure do like that you're never, ever, ever stapled to a tree. Dang straight. Skin, bark of a tree is like skin. You don't put a staple in that. Say, hey there, emotional appeal. Say, I lost my parakeet and she needs your special beak medication. That's going to endear you to someone. Say, yes, my darling, what are you hearing in the chat?
I'm hearing that St. Breakfast Machine sure does like your moderate reward.
Oh, you sure do like my moderate reward. That's right. There's a reward. Just, give my dog back if you want to know what it is. Say, hey there. Sure do love my sympathetic protagonist. I'm a good bird owner. That bird pried the bars open and flew off. I wasn't negligent. Say, hey there. Multimedia opportunities. What if every little strip of paper had a single blob of glitter glue? Wouldn't that be something, right? Or scratch and sniff, or ribbon. You got a little takeaway there for people. Why don't you open her up? Say, hey there, neighborhood-style lost or found flyer. I sure do like that you are smartphone friendly. Yeah, that's right. Make it so people take a little snap of it with their phone, that they got all the information they need. Go ahead and cluster the information that's important. Take away the phone number you got to call, your special beak medication, put it around the picture. Make it so folks can just jam it in there, get a real good look at that. Say, hey there, special instructions. You know, don't chase my bird. Don't, because that's just going to make it fly off again. Just sit down, extend your finger with a dollop of peanut butter on it, let the bird come to you. And now, stop. Now that we got all of our ideals notated, we can really see what's important to our final product, can't we? And now, friends, now is when we start our doodling. So, hey kids, how do we know that we're making it rightly?
Art lightly.
That's right, we art lightly. That's right, friends, we only know by doing, therefore let our first actions be quick, nimble, and curious. So let us now set a 10-minute timer and meet the unfamiliar with a playful boldness. We will set aside the eraser, for nothing here is etched in stone. All right, we got the important things right here. Got our terrible strips of paper, our bold headline, our helpful description. Let's take a quick look at that. We got a 10-minute timer going here. And let us identify what we think are the essential, intrinsic, I think smartphone friendly. Like the idea of having to cluster all the information around the picture. That is going to determine the layout very heavily. So let's go ahead and treat that like a structural element here. So we're going to do our little thumbnail, our tiny little dipsy doodle thumbnail here. And no, that's not an unbreakable comb with an extremely rigid back. That is a terrible little sheets of paper down at the bottom. All right. And as we zoom in right there, okay, take a look at that. All right. All right. In a moment, we're going to show my beautiful wife Belle's lovely face. We're going to look right at her. Or perhaps we are not. All right. Okay. So we got our outline here. Again, this is going to be, we're going to use this as a standard 8.5 by 11 strip of paper here. We're going to take a look at that and we're going to consider it in those terms. That is going to be an easy default for a lot of people because printer paper is perhaps the most common kind of paper. We saw in our examples that we can always back it on a neon colored board. So that is an option available to us. And so, look at that, 12 little strips. That'll be about right. Okay, cool. So we still have every option available to us if we start out at this aspect ratio here. And again, this is just eyeballing here. I'm just arting lightly, so we got all these things out here. We're starting off by like framing our composition such that it is smartphone friendly. So we're going to have our dominant pictographic element here, which helps the person go like, yeah, that's right, I remember, because it was a dog with a big push broom mustache like marking under its nose. And so I have a picture of it here. Yeah, that is the dog I saw earlier. Okay. All right. What do we got here? Okay. So you can see here, I know that I'm going to put the that's right. Know that I'm going to put the number down there so that it's right in next to the picture, and I'll put the number in there so it's right in next to the picture. And we're going to do the same thing here. So you see what I do? I do tiny little hash marks there just to show what the edges of where the dots are going to have to be. So I'll take two little hash marks and I'll put them by the edges of my boundaries, and then I'll put something that I eyeball is roughly in the middle, and something that I eyeball is roughly in the middle of that. And by doing that, you keep subdividing the number of hash marks so that they're roughly evenly spaced. And that's a really good way for you to notch out your block lettering when you do that, because the block lettering that do have a tendency to bunch up there. And again, we're just arting lightly here. We're just putting some things down so we can have a notion of where things go here. And got about 6 minutes remaining. 6 minutes remaining right here. You know, I do so adore when folks send in images of their artwork. And of course, you can text your images, your artwork down to that number down below. That number down below, it's always available. But here, let's take a look at something we had from last week. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that right there. Oh! Oh, that's St. Shirley from Glendale. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, I love this. She's from East Dakota, and she's got her unmistakable signature, which says poo poo, that is a joke with enduring appeal. There's nothing that needs to be said more on that subject. It's funny, it's uproarious, great work. All right. Okay. And it's real nice there. That's real nice. Let's see. We also got, we got this Crocker coupon from St. Breck's Machine. I know that's his Mother's Day contribution. It's good for one dramatic and personal operetta. It's got the cash value there. And then we also got our, look at this. I believe this is from St. Sawyer of San Francisco. This is her identifying this cat police identification from last week's Good Enough Fake ID. Oh, these all look so good, folks. Folks, if you got something you're making, I just want to see what you're making. Just want to see your progress here. Just go ahead and text it down to the number down below, and we're gonna keep going. Okay, we just got a scant few 4.5 minutes remaining as we're arting lightly. So you can see here I prioritize the smartphone friendliness. I've got my takeaway, found art, and the number close to that right there. So where does the reward go? I'm looking at it right now. Don't have a strong, I can put it right here. That's fine, I can subdivide it. That's fine for now. I believe that there's probably a better opportunity. Yeah, that's fine. This is fine. Okay. All right. Well, we're just sketching this out. We're examining the areas that we have here. All right. So found art, of course, is art made from objects that are not normally considered materials from which art is made. And so that's found art is it's kind of a delightful little turn on that high concept that I'm sure our younger viewers are going to enjoy, the twists and turns of that rabbit hole. Found art. Oh, how droll. All the little kids, I'm sure they say, upon doing this. They're like, we just want to make sure the dog gets home okay. All right, so we're going to have our little... So the concept here is the maker of this flyer has found art. And perhaps that the flyer itself is found art, I think, conceptually. Take a walk with me. Let's see where this goes. Yeah. And then maybe the little terribles are, those are like the artist's signature? Let's tease this out. Let's tease this out. You know, every one of these is a diamond. Some are bigger diamonds than others. Let's take a look at what we have here. There we go. Okay. So we've got our photographic element here. Obviously, the photographic element is an opportunity. If you are featuring an actual lost or found item, you're going to want to make sure that you have a very clear photograph of the object. Possibly a couple different photographs that show maybe close up on the snout, maybe a full body one, so they can, if they see it from afar, if they see the thing or person from afar, they got a picture of that. But then, you know, make sure that, you know, there's not, if you got two dogs and one of them is lost, don't put the picture of two dogs in there. Make sure it's well lit and it is demonstrative of the subject of the photograph, the subject of the flyer. All right, folks, we got 2 minutes remaining here. So just art as quick as you can. Just make sure you get all your areas jotted down. You want to be able to take a look at it, see what you got here. Of course, found art was first publicly utilized by Pablo Picasso when he pasted a printed image of a chair, a caning, onto a painting titled "Still Life with Chair Caning," and So, if Pablo Picasso wants to take a crack in the milieu of flyer, I invite him to try. I don't think he'll be able to do quite as good as this. And I issue a challenge to Pablo Picasso every couple episodes, and he never once show his face. So I tell you, which one history will deem a finer artist. He don't show his face. I'm here every day. I'm waiting. Pablo Picasso, I know your people watch this show, so you come at me if you think you got it. But I don't think you will. I don't think you got the cojones. All right. Doing the lettering out here. And again, we got just a minute remaining here. So we're just sketching out the bits of this that we need. All right, we're getting a pretty good idea. How this is going. All right here. All right. Now we do on that. That's going to be my solve here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of. I'm gonna make the photographic element more thinner and taller in the middle, and then I'm gonna put additional ornamental elements around it. Again, remember, we're keeping all these things tight around the central object of the flyer, which means you can take a quick picture of it with your smartphone. You're gonna have all the details you need. You're gonna want the picture of that dog, or bird, whatever you're looking for or trying to get rid of. So. All right, okay, that is 10 minutes there. Not too shabby. Okay, well, I hate to be the bearer of good news, but congratulations, because now you got a tiny little baby work of art. That's right, you say, well, Zell, this is only doodles. Don't look at my doodles. Oh, my precious doodles. If they were to see my doodles, what would they think of this at the Guggenheim Museum? And I say to you, friend, in the imagination there is ideas uncountable, but nothing there is real until somebody makes it. And you can give your little doodle, your so-called little doodle, to your local barista, and they're going to say, I think I get the picture. And when you go away, your art will still be sipping coffee. And that's what makes it real. That's right, my friends. It's a real thing in the real world that communicates something. You made art. You can feel good about that. So I want you to take a picture of it and text it to the number down below. Maybe we can show it on the TV. We're excited to do it. We can't wait to see what you made. So, hey kids, how do we make this art as good as can be? Kids, don't feel shy. You can just shout it out as much as you want. Shout it from the rooftops.
Art progressive!
We art progressive. That's right. Great art is an iterative process. Making stuff, stepping back to peak, and then making it some more. We ain't gotta make it perfect if we can always make it better. So let's you and me shoot the breeze, keep some companies, and make it how we please. Friends, we have got 30-some minutes left to luxuriate on the rich and delicious details. And I know that everyone's trying to get through on those phone lines, so I better get to work and answer that phone. Folks, the creative confessional of the airwaves is now open, so please call that number with any artistic worry, big or small. Any artistic worry. Can you imagine the blank check I am writing for you? Any artistic worry, big or small, and we will strategize your salvation. You got crafting consternations, we have your artful solutions. And everyone's trying to call, folks. So if you get frustrated, I understand. Please just leave a message. Please be brave. Maybe if you're lucky, we can get you on the air. If not, we're gonna do our best to get through this long line we got. Oh, folks, trying to get through. In the meantime, I'm gonna make some art here. Let's see what we got. Okay. All right. So this is me. I'm gonna art progressive here. I got the ball over the halfway court. I got it through the first hoop. Now I got to go through hoops 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now I've never seen a game of basketball, but I assume it's a little bit like Sonic the Hedgehog. Now Now, as long as I keep moving on this, I can do no wrong, and so that's what I'm doing here. We got about 30 minutes left. Just a little short of that. We're gonna make some art together. We're gonna take some calls. Oh! We got someone. We got a caller here. I'm gonna keep on drawing while we patch them through. Let's look.
Hello, Art. I'm St. Amy of Maquoketa, Iowa, and my question is about just making time for art. How do you have enough hours in the day? Do you get up early? Stay up late? How do you do it, Art? I can't make the time. Love to know what you think. Love the program. You're my hero, Art. Thank you so much. Take care. Love you.
Oh, St. Amy, thank you so much for calling. Thank you so much. What a cheering question, boy. And can I tell you, that is a question that we all got to answer. How do you make the time for art? Okay, well, there are many schools of thought on this. I hear people say, well, art, I'm a night owl. I do my best work from midnight to 5 a.m. And you know what I say to them? I say, bully for you. That is great. Whenever you have your artistic juices flowing, perhaps it is the delirium of the late night or the hooting of the owls which inspires you. And if that is the case, good for you. Now, it may also be that you are able to take advantage of a quieter house than you are able to do when, say, St. Shirley of Glendale is awake and delivering a personal dramatic operetta. Perhaps that interferes with your time to make art of various kinds. And that is also a legitimate answer to the question, how do you find the time to make art? You find the time to make art whenever you can, because it's always going to be tough. It's always going to be tough, so you always got to find time for it. Now me, what my policy is I'm a proponent of the Mark Twain school, which is that if you have to eat a frog, eat that frog first thing in the morning, and it'll make everything else you do that day seem better. So I make my art first. I make my art early. I get up earlier than I want to every single day, just so I got a few extra stolen minutes where I can do something nice for my art. I can roll right out of bed, fresh from the world of dreams. Perhaps the art I make will even be inflected by those dreams. I'll find inspiration. Thomas Jefferson says, never go to bed without asking yourself a question for your mind to work on while you toss and turn. And sometimes you wake up with the solution. Sometimes some of your best work happens in the world of dreams. I know for myself, I have plagiarized myself in dreams. It feels like a cheat because you're like, oh, surely I can't just use that thing. I invented whole cloth with my brain going crazy and my subconscious. You can, I assure you. Anything that you make in dreams is yours by right, by salvage law. So St. Amy, that is my next answer to you. Whenever you can find it, you take it. Perhaps you will find that the morning is good for you, especially if you are the sort of person who either suffers from procrastination, as I do, a scoundrel in every regard, and also because making art is very, very important to me. And so if I have it hanging over my head, if I have made a commitment to make art every single day, part of me worries I'm going to forget, I'm going to fall asleep before I can finish it, and so it creates a little bit of anxiety for me. So the gift I'm able to give myself is I get up and I do my art, and if I have a good, productive time making art, then anything else that happens that day, I'm like, well, I already did what I'm here to do. I already did what I'm here to do. So now I ain't got to worry about it. I don't got nothing else. I don't got nothing else. I can't blow off till tomorrow. Just the various machinations of life and all the other myriad responsibilities. But that ain't as important as doodling, in this commentator's opinion. So St. Amy, just make sure that you find a little time every day, perhaps in the morning, perhaps in the night, perhaps as a function of when your schedule makes it available. But make sure that you do it every day, because those minutes, they add up. That's why we like to art daily. And that can be stressful. I mean, sometimes you look at your art and you're like, I did not get my art today. I did not I did not make as much progress as I want. I'm looking at it. It's not as good as my contemporaries. Well, I'm gonna show this to folks, and I'm gonna show this to folks, and they're not gonna like it. And I don't know what I'm gonna. Oh! Hey kids, how do we happily handle the hate?
Art kindly.
We art kindly. What if I'm not as good as so-and-so? What if so-and-so doesn't like it? Well, unkind thoughts directed at anyone, yourself included, is nothing but a waste of your precious resources. And old Scratch, he loved to whisper hateful mischiefs. Any diverting notion speculating about the future or the opinions of other people, only to deter us in our progress. And we say coconuts to that. So, in this spirit, my beautiful wife Belle and I, we're gonna do a little art appreciation. We're gonna in this new segment, we're gonna look upon a work of art, and we're gonna find some nice things to say. Darling, you'll come take a look at this look of art here we got here. So, darling, this is a work of art entitled "Angry Dog." It's by the painter Edward Munch, who you will know from many paintings. And it is said that it is to commemorate his relationship with his neighbor's dog, who he did not care for very greatly. So, darling, looking at this work of art here, can you tell me what there is to appreciate about this?
Well, obviously,
Is it the human face like pleading at you?
it is. There's an enormous amount of passion and energy.
No question.
That motivated this painting. Can you back up a little bit? Can I look at it like
can
a
indeed,
little
I
bit of
can
a
indeed.
distance?
How's that?
I mean, I would. So, one thing I'd really like to draw your attention to, my
Yes.
love, is the way that the artist really put the effort and energy into the facial area
Yeah.
of the dog.
Yeah, really.
And-
It's- no question there. He didn't know half measures there.
No,
that's dog
it.
face.
It's a face.
It's a face
on a dog.
Yeah.
And he really, so you have the beautiful just sort of hint of an awareness of a birch tree.
Oh, yeah.
Over to your left. You have really just barely an indication of trees above him at the top.
Indeed.
He really wants you to see what he sees when he looks at the neighbor's dog, which
Yeah.
is that that the surroundings nearly drift into abstract representational images, while the personhood of the dog comes to the forefront.
Personhood. That I think you seized on something there, because when I look at that face, that pained dog face, that like incredulous sort of abomination, going like, well, why am I made this way? Like, there's no denying the personhood. I think it has sad human eyes. Am I wrong about that?
No, I agree entirely. In fact, I think the right description for those eyes is cursed, in my opinion.
Cursed.
Cursed. So I think when we can close, we can go a little closer
Yeah,
on
no
the face,
problem. I zoom
guess.
in and go all the way in.
Let's take a look at the personhood as depicted in the face of this dog, which appears to be an expression of a suffering soul.
Yeah.
Trapped within an embodiment of just a repulsive, sort of erroneous attempt at a living creature.
But do you think that it was an intentional choice to transpose human eyes? Are those human eyes?
Well, I think what the artist is allowing us to experience is the feeling of encountering another living, sentient being behind every face. You know how some dogs, they look like stuffed animals?
Sure.
Some dogs, they look like, a little cuddly teddy bear that just got a little bit bigger in front
Like
of
our own little coconuts.
Coconuts.
He resembles a teddy bear, not so much as anything else.
Yes, he's perhaps a micro bear. So this dog resembles a cursed wretch of a human being.
A sort of a wretch.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think the artist is allowing us to see that the suffering that this dog will cause you simply by encountering you and gazing upon you, much less whatever it has planned next, is nothing compared to the suffering of the soul trapped within the dog.
Do I detect a smile?
Does that look like a smile to you? I mean, it does have. It has raised corners of its mouth, and it does have an extended tongue, which could be drooling. It could be panting. It could be smiling.
It could be smiling. The teeth are formidable. They look jagged, and the ear is clearly a bat's wing.
Yeah, right, yes, all right. So wait, let's back up a little bit. What was the name of this painting again?
Angry Dog.
So the dog is angry.
At least the title of the dog is angry.
I mean, wouldn't you be angry if you found yourself waking up as that dog tomorrow?
I am made uncomfortable by forcing myself to inhabit that dog's perspective.
See, then I think this is a profoundly impactful painting, because when you are here encountering the experience of being this dog, do you feel a strong sense of aversion?
I do.
Everything in you withdraws.
I would say so, yeah. And not necessarily in fear of an angry dog, even.
No, and a desire to put distance between yourself and whatever is happening here.
Yeah, what about the colors?
Well, I find it an interesting choice to put sort of the old exposed to air blood coloring up above the eyes and in front of the ears.
Yeah, what's that about? What is that about? What are we looking at there?
I mean, one version is simply that it is a tricolor dog, and they traditionally do generally have rust around the eyes and around the ears. That's one way of looking at it.
All right.
Another way is that it has buried its face in its prey and is actually covered with viscera.
Oh, wow.
And
my.
yes, and that we're seeing it like it has raised its head out of the entrails of the animal that it hunted down.
Let me ask of you, if that were the intended takeaway for the audience, do you believe that we would have gobbets falling midair from the dog's snout to the ground?
Oh, well, back up a little bit. Let's see. I mean, it is a blood red tongue. There's also some red in the eyes. Wait, let's get in closer and take a look at those eyes.
Yeah, it's those damnable human eyes.
Yeah, they look a little bloodshot, possibly tired or hungover. Yeah, there's blood in there, so that could be broken blood vessels.
I feel like I know, like there's a modern actor who has those eyes.
Is it Gary Busey?
No need to be rude. He plays the dad on the dad of David Cross's character on Kimmy Schmidt. Anyway, I could do better than that.
I'm not ringing any bells.
So for our anniversary, I present you with a package, a large, beautifully wrapped package. You could tell that some sort of framed thing. You open it up. You see that I have gifted you this for hanging in our master bedroom. This is something that I have gifted to you for hanging in a place of prominence that we can look at it as we are falling asleep. How do you thank me?
Oh, well, AZ, I love gifts. I love our anniversary. I love being surprised, and I love when you bring art into our life and into our home and into our master bedroom. I love so much about this present that in the excitement that I feel encountering this, I may accidentally trip, drop it, and step right through it.
Oh, well, accidents do happen.
They do indeed.
Thank you, my love, for your artistic appreciation.
My pleasure.
Thank you very much. All right, okay, friends. All right, let's do take a look at what we got going on here. Now, friends, we got a mere 15 to 19 minutes remaining here. So, sometimes it feels like we're going to be working on this stuff forever. This is the long, dark tea time of the soul. So, hey kids, how do we quicken the distance to done? That's right, we art completely. When the distance to done seems impossibly far, focus on your next steps and keep moving. For it is the doing which gets it done, and we have got 17 minutes remaining before we must stop. Let's see how much ground we can cover in that time.
All right. So I've got my love. We've got something happening in the chat. You got a smirk on your face.
I do indeed. Well, while we were practicing art appreciation, I was unable to read the chat. So unfortunately, I missed these as they were coming in live, but there were many comments from our engaged fans from all over the world.
Do they love the gift I was going to get you in that story I gave you?
I would like to highlight only the updates from St. Breakfast Machine, who came in
a card. Yeah,
without a timestamp, so I don't quite know the pacing here. But they read as follows. St. Breakfast Machine, hashtag nightmares forever. St. Breakfast Machine, please don't. St. Breakfast Machine, stop. St. Breakfast Machine, I am angry that we are still talking about this. St. Breakfast Machine, unsubscribe. St. Breakfast Machine, why is this happening? St. Breakfast Machine, stop it. St. Breakfast Machine, flagged and reported. When I returned to my seat, it appeared as though our live feed had lost a viewer, but I'm happy to say that we have been rejoined.
Oh, well, I can appreciate that. It's a lot to take in before you had your pancakes, ain't it? Ain't it, Breakfast Machine? All right, here. So you can see that I've elaborated on the concept of the found art here. I'm going to put in the details that we agreed that we need if we're going to make an effective flyer in the neighborhood style for a lost object or a found one. So this is found art. Description. Normally, not normally. Well, what are we, the normal police? Found art is art created from objects not normally considered art for art, materials for art. Yeah, that's fine. I think we'll be more emphatic than that. Get a little bit better centered, a little bit smaller. This is a description of found art. A little smaller. There we go. There we go. All right, folks. Okay. All right. So you can see that I've made space for chirons on the side of this dog picture for us to talk about reward. You can see me doing my hash mark trick again here. This is a bit too carnivalian, like the poster is a little bit outside the milieu of the Lost and Found. But with desktop publishing, almost anything is fair game. Just getting our word reward here. So it really pops, right? It's going to be in a circle. It's going to go outside the bounds of the circle. Whenever you have an element that goes outside the bounding box it's in, it looks like it is leaping forth from the composition, making it more dynamic. Oh, you got to cut an edge if you're going to layer things. If you wish to layer, thus implying a z-axis, you must go over the edge. That's my advice to you. That's all the advice I have to you. I'm not a man that likes to give advice, but that is my advice to you. Okay, reward. How much reward do you think we should offer for this art, for found art? Darlene, what do you think? What do you think about that? Found art. This is found art. What do you think? What do you think that it goes for? You got to talk. Folks can't hear you if you don't talk.
I think you should reward them with one original piece of art, Zealous art.
Oh, I think that's a lovely reward. Folks are gonna find this art and they're gonna go like, "Where's my reward?" And I'm gonna say, "Well, just stay right there. I'm gonna come paint you." All right. Okay, let's see if we can call this out just a little bit here. There we go. All right, folks. Everyone's trying to call. Everyone's trying to get through these phone lines. So if you're getting blocked, if you're getting dinged off, you just be patient. You can always leave a message if we're able to. We can patch it through if we're able to. You just don't feel hesitant to call. You can call the number down below any old time. We're going to pick up if we can. If we're not, you can leave a message. We're going to get right back to you as soon as we can. Thank you for your patience. I know we got all manner of calls coming in. All right, 775 Art Zeal. Again, we're going to want to use this as a prominence. I don't know that it would be red in a lot of applications. That doesn't, though it is the highest contrast color combination, it's a little bit atypical for text. And indeed, not that you would hope for this to be out in the sun very long, but red also tends to get ate off by the sun. It fades very, very quickly. But we're just going to, we're using this as the next pass on this to demonstrate. So if we say there's going to be a background color and there's going to be two highlight colors here, one in use in the title, one in use in the phone number, that communicates something that then in the final rendering will still be in place if it is not exactly in the same place as this form. All right, folks, we got about 12 minutes remaining, a little bit short of that. Reward. This is probably one of those things that I shouldn't spend a ton of time on, but I want to get it to a place that I like before letting it go, and in doing so, disobey my own advice. Not that I like to give advice. I like to stay out of things. Don't like to get involved. And reward. That D. Okay, all right. Probably some opportunities there to get that E up off of that R. For now, not gonna do that. I'm not gonna drop that. That might be a hand letter. Might be a hand letter. Let's conserve layers a little bit. Know that we're going into something that we can use. Yeah. Yeah, just a little bit of a pop there. That'll help me on my Z-axis too. Now I don't have to. I don't have to highlight. I don't have to erase the edge of that circle. I can just put a little color on top of it. Let's get the job done. There we go. Beautiful. Look at that. Beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Ain't that nice? Oh, I do love hand lettering. It just has so much personality, so much heart. I love it. Okay. All right. That's in the territory. That is demonstrative. It demonstrates the intent. Reward! And of course, I've got to say what that reward is. We wouldn't want to misrepresent the lavish gift that folks are going to get here. So, it's just hefty reward. You almost never see nominal reward, do you? No. You'll have that dog off your hands for a nominal reward. Reward in name only. Okay. Here we go. So, reward. See where I'm going with this? I'm doing a little trick in here, ain't I? Art is its own reward. Reward! Art is its own reward. Not as visible as the word reward. That's funny. And then, again, we want to humanize
that's not the way to do that. I'm going to want to back up off that, probably. Yeah, why don't we start with our load-bearing letters. Help! And then we'll just fill in the little mid parts as needed. Yeah, we can make that look pretty good. And again, this is only to demonstrate. Okay. All right. Not too shabby. Okay. All right. Help! Get this in. All right. Folks, I know you've been working on your art. You know we got scant minutes remaining. We got like 5 or 6 minutes left is all we got. So if you're already done, why don't you go ahead and send a text to that number down below. Take a snap of your artwork and send it. And if we got the time, we'll show it on the TV. Help! My kid could have made this. Help! I believe this art is overvalued. Help! All right, we got our central element there. And, my love, you got...
Laughing at you.
Okay, you laughing? Why are you laughing at me? All right. Now you can see there that each of the tearaways says, each slip certified to contain 1 drop of the artist's blood, sweat, or tears. It's the multimedia. Tell me how you think it worked, and then I've got a little signature there. So everyone is a little signed piece of the art. It's a little wry. I don't know. It's probably a little bit high concept. Because that's not normally something that you would find in art. It's an expansion of the form, no question. I mean, frankly, probably what would read better is just the artist's signature on everyone. So I was cramming. So we got our central element here, and I'm gonna with the moments that we have left, I'm gonna try to draw out something that looks akin to an artistic rendering, again, as quickly as possible here, but that uses the principles that we discussed about what makes a good subject here. So we've got our dog outline here. We're gonna continue working on that for the last few moments here. So, hey kids, how do we grow when we're done and we show?
Art proudly!
That's right, we art proudly. Friends, you are better than you have ever been, and you are getting better still. Do not apologize for being where you are. Do not let perfect be the enemy of good. Everything you love was started from scratch, and your very favorite artist in the world, once was a beginner. And we want to see what you made. So take a snap, send a picture of your art to the number down below. Maybe we can show it on the TV. All right. There we go. Start to fill in the flower there. Just 2 minutes remaining here. Got to get to this as quickly as possible. All right. There we go. That dog looks so suspicious. Found art. So the found art is then a drawing of a dog. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. I'm looking at this, and indeed, I'm cognizant that I have many favorites in the world of art, and I am not always my favorite one. Oh, Saint Breakfast Machine, we just got your artwork. Oh my God. Oh, so charming. Oh, you are incorrigible. Let's see if we can get this up on the screen here. See if we can get this up on the screen. I know we can. Oh, look at this. Look at this. All right, look at we got. This is Saint Breakfast Machine. Lost. Lateral incisor. Last seen outside Dave & Buster's at the Howard Hughes Parkway. If found, please drop off at Buffalo Wild Wings on Hyperion. Roared $20. Oh, here, what's it say down below? I know it's something funny. What does it say? Oh, I forgot. I can't quite read that. Hold on, I can zoom in.
The $20 or store credit at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh, $20 of store credit at Buffalo Wild Wings. Hilarious. So is this a person? This is a person clearly who has, I don't know, maybe they either work at Buffalo Wild Wings or they just have, you know, a $20 gift certificate. Oh, that's beautiful. Is this? I wonder if he started with that. I bet he found that. I don't think it. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Oh, that's so beautiful. That is so beautiful. Thank you, St. Breakfast Machine, for sending that. I sure do love what you make every week. I get such a treat out of the things that you make. And we're finishing up here. Last moments remaining here. Just see what we got here. That's right. Oh, that's beautiful. All right. And again, this is a work in progress, and a work of art, in some respects, my friends, as it has been said famously, is never done. You only run out of time. So I'm going to honor what I made here. I'm going to honor that I made this with you. And hey, kids, how do we ever get better and better? That's right. That's Art Daily. So I'm asking you to make a pledge. I am asking you to cross your heart for art. As long as you make art every single day, you're going to keep getting better and better and better. And that is my pledge to you. Now, friends, back in the old days, we'd all leave this tent. We'd go out to the field out back. We'd have a big pancake breakfast. You remember that? Remember all the strong, hot coffee? Remember all the sweet artistic fellowship? Getting to rub elbows with your fellow creators and sip on some fresh juice? Wasn't that nice? Well, soon again we will. But for now, Sunday noon is our honeymoon. Belle, why don't you come up here, darling? Did you have fun talking to the folks in the chat?
I had such a good time. We got one more picture of a lost and found flyer that we'll have to share with you next week. It's just beautiful.
Well, I look forward to see that. But you're all going to come back next week, right? Next week at 11 when we make tiny homes in a giant fruit.
Oh, my favorite.
Doesn't that sound delicious?
Sounds delicious.
Just like James and the Giant Peach. We don't have to do peaches, though. We're going to do any fruit we want. So, folks, thank you so much for coming by. We can't wait to see you next week. Bye, everybody.